Eden Hazard comes out with an explosive interview explaining everything. He talks about his injuries, he talks about Real Madrid and whether he was being forced out of the club. He talks about potentially being himself again, and he tries to say there was a point where he was top 10 in the world. Eden, you were top 3. Don't need to lie, don't need to be humble. Christopher Nkunku, he is out of the World Cup and his deal to Chelsea could be off. Is the pre-agreement over? Has it been turned up? I am going to tell you right now. And France are in turmoil, right? 7 players are injured, 6 of them are potential starters. Their World Cup hopes are literally melting in front of their faces. We're going to be breaking this down. It's going to be interesting. You're going to enjoy it. The World Cup is here. Let's get it. Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys. If you didn't know, now you know. This is the channel where we just talk that breeze. We sit down, we talk about football, and we talk about various topics. Usually it's Chelsea topics, but now that the World Cup is here, we're going to expand our horizons. We are going to give you the daily Chelsea fix about the informations that are surrounding our beloved club, but now we're going to stretch it out. If there's something big happening with Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool potential, we will be covering it and we'll be pushing the World Cup stories. What are the big storylines? What is important? What you want to see in the comments? Let me know. Hit me up. In the pinned comments is my, linked button. You can find me on any platform there. Go and follow me on Instagram. That's where I'll be talking about the games majority of the time. And hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new, obviously. Now let's move on with the first story. Christopher Nkunku. What is going on? Christopher Nkunku to Chelsea has been touted since September. It's been told to us that this deal is done, right? That this player is going to be Chelsea's player. There's a pre-agreement. Chelsea have decided to match the release clause of Christopher Nkunku. And more importantly, the player has already agreed personal terms, and this deal could even happen as soon as January. The player is about to go to the World Cup, first training session. Camavinga and him have a little altercation in the 50-50, and the player's out. It's an LCL injury. He's going to be out for 8 to 10 weeks. That is confirmed by Julian Laurent and other reliable journalists. This player will not be playing a single minute at this World Cup. The French dreams are literally melting in front of our eyes. Like, the number of players that they've got injured is beyond compare. But first, let's cover the angle from Chelsea's perspective. Ben Jacobs is coming out and saying that the pre-agreement deal was still there. Other clubs can still bid and try to entice Christopher Nkunku to join them, but they are second favourites because Chelsea basically have already put in the groundwork and they're in the pole position. Chelsea have been trying to get the player to join in January, but like I've been saying, it's going to be tough. Reason being is Leipzig don't want to lose their best player. Leipzig do not want to be going into the Champions League with no Christopher Nkunku. He's a good player. He absolutely is integral for them to click. And him, Timo Werner, so I think it's Szoboszlai, if I'm not mistaken. All of a sudden, that front three is a dangerous front three. You got Olmo. The whole team is an exciting young team that could get into the last 8 of the Champions League. And then from there, you never know what could happen because that's the Champions League and this is how it goes. One other thing that we need to discuss is what's going to happen with the French this World Cup and the abuse that Camavinga has been getting online for that injury. Listen, if you guys know me, you already know that I love Camavinga. I wanted Camavinga at Chelsea. I wanted Camavinga in the Premier League. He's the type of player I want to watch. And Christopher Nkunku has come out to defend him. Like, he's come out with an avid note that we're not meant to be pulling it apart at this moment in time. We're meant to be brought together. And this injury was not his fault, guys. He slipped. And I don't think there is any player out there that once you're in the World Cup squad, you're going to actively try injure a teammate. So it's stupid that people go out of their way, go into these people's comments, and they absolutely abuse them. It's not right. You shouldn't do it. On Twitter, if you want to talk about a player's performance, you don't like them, tweet, but don't at the player. I don't think they should be seeing that. That's not nice. And I actually think it's very mean and you're actively going out of your way to ruin somebody's day. That's my personal opinion. I don't know about you. But now let's talk about France in the World Cup. France are the reigning holders and this might even be an embarrassing attempt to retain their tournament because they are absolutely getting hit with injuries left, right and center. And what was blowing my mind is the fact that their squad still looks so strong. If any other team gets hit with 7 massive injuries of this magnitude, you will never understand. You will never hear the end of it. Like, it's absolutely mind-boggling what would happen. Because look at it. N'Golo Kante out, Pogba out. That's your star midfield. You've got Nkunku, who is your backup, Benzema, who's your starter, and all of a sudden, you've got Maignan in goal. He was meant to replace Hugo Lloris, and Kempembe, who's meant to be the starter in your World Cup defense. All of a sudden, that's 6 players that aren't going to be playing, that would have been playing a vital role, whether it's off the bench or starting. I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going to happen with the French this tournament. I predict they're going to be really bad, but it's very sad that Karim the Dream Benzema is not going to be at this World Cup. It's been 8 years that he's been waiting for this, and all of a sudden, it's just got taken away from him on one day, like one training session. Really sad. It's a fatigue injury, and it's one that we're never going to see Benzema at a World Cup. He's 35. This was his last swan song. Eden Hazard had an interview, and his expose interview was amazing. I saw these quotes. I don't speak French, so I had to read the subtitles, but this was very interesting. He started off talking about his injury. We all know the injury against PSG he suffered. That literally was the beginning of the end for him. The Meunier injury is a sad one, and he ended up getting a plate in his ankle. We've reported on this, we've spoken about this, and now we're getting his perspective. So he said there was 2 schools of thought. He said he wanted to remove it. It made him feel uncomfortable. He never felt good with it in his foot. Real Madrid believed, no, you're going to play through it. We're not going to take you out of the game. It's going to make you be away for too long. You're not taking it out. He said, we agreed. And this is the key thing. After, he proceeds to say, there's no point looking for blame. When they asked him, have Real Madrid looked after you well? He said, we're not looking for blame. He loves the club, guys. There is no way he's going to openly talk bad about the fan base, team, the medical staff, because he knows he hasn't been good enough, and he's not that type of character to be bad-mouthing this club. And I respect that in Eden Hazard. He was open, he was honest, and he was clear. What was really sad to see is him saying he doesn't feel like the Champions League that he won was down to him. Like, he didn't play a role in it. He doesn't feel like he's won a Champions League, and to be fair, he's right. Like, he's won 2 La Ligas and a Champions League, and it doesn't feel like he's played a vital role in any of them. You can literally take Eden Hazard out and put another player in there, and realistically speaking, did he really win any of those trophies? Because he's been a bit part player. I'd be shocked if he played 10 games in either one of the campaigns in the La Liga season. That's how poor his reign there has been. And then he went on and was saying he doesn't feel like the real Eden Hazard is going to be back. He feels like the way he was in 2018, and guys, that was a good time. If you're a Chelsea fan, you know what I'm talking about. Under Sarri, this guy was something beautiful to watch. Like, he was individualistic, but at the same time could combine with people, assisting, scoring goals. And he said he was top 10 players. Firstly, Eden, you weren't top 10, you were top 3, and arguably top 2 at that moment in time. Because apart from you, the only other man I would have taken in that team was Lionel Messi. Ronaldo didn't have nothing on you at that moment in time in his career. Eden was phenomenal. He was literally must-watch TV. You were turning on the TV, expecting Eden Hazard to do a match, and he was doing it. But Eden once again reverted to the fact that he believes that side of him is gone. And it really hurts to read these quotes from one of your favorite players of all time. Because he was saying he doesn't believe he's the same guy anymore. Mentally and physically, too much has happened for him to come back. And that is a massive statement from a massive, massive player. This is one of the greats. I think in history, we'll be very kind to Eden Hazard. In 10 years' time, people won't even discuss is Salah on the same planet as Eden Hazard. It'll be Neymar versus Eden. It won't be Salah versus Hazard. It won't be. It's the right now, prisoners of the moment are overreacting. And finally, he comes out with the truth about what happened when he joined Real Madrid and where he is right now in his fitness career. So he was saying he joined Real Madrid, and he was 3 weeks after the final in Baku. And he let himself go. He said he got a little bit overweight. Big man, we know that you were 8 kilos overweight. That's what it was reported. But he said in 3 weeks, he dropped that weight, he looked good, and he was lean, and he was ready to go for the season. And the reality of it all is that happened to Eden Hazard every year. Eden Hazard always came overweight. Eden Hazard was always a little bit chubby. Let's call him what he was. My man had love handles. No shame about it. He came up, he was still the best player on the pitch 9 out of 10 times. Every single Premier League game, he was love handles, but the best player on the pitch. Like, it was crazy. He had a pear-shaped body. Literally, Yaya Toure talks about his back off all the time. It's ridiculous. But the reality here is, Eden openly says it again. The injuries took a toll, and now he's lost that it factor. He's lost the fact that where he can absolutely stand up a defender and be confident that he's going to go past. He doesn't believe his body has it in him anymore. He says his technique's there, but it's the belief, it's the psychological effects. And honestly, guys, if you are doing anything in life, the minute you lose your confidence, your whole talent is gone. 9 out of 10 times confidence gets you out of any situation that you're in. If you've got a clear mind, you approach yourself, you dedicate yourself, and you've got a positive mindset, you're better on your feet, you're thinking what you're gonna do, and it's more counterproductive. In this situation, it's absolutely a waste of time. He's already too in his head, in my opinion. That's my genuine opinion. That you can see by this interview right before a World Cup, crying his heart out. And it's telling me Eden doesn't want to leave Madrid. And Eden openly says that. I will only leave if they ask me to leave in the summer. At this moment in time, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want the instability. I don't want to go on loan. And for me, it's a mistake from Eden Hazard. He's got a World Cup to earn back all the receipts that everyone else has been chatting on rubbish about him, and he'll be fine. But this was the Kavkas View. I hope you lot enjoyed this. It's something different. It's something to keep you hungry for the World Cup. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts, people, ladies and jellyfish. And see you later. Bye-bye. Come on, England tomorrow. That's what we're going to be talking about. Bye.